Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakrakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. To you I say Shalom. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Through the Spirit, I just want to touch on a quick subject about, the Lord delivering us and sparing us from judgment, man. All right? Because judgment day is coming for the wicked, man. 2/3 of our people, essentially, right? And why is that? It's because they fall into temptation and they don't fight it. They don't fight the flesh. So, their spirit is unright in them, man. All right? But the Lord gives us the tools and the weapons we need to resist temptation, man. All right? I remember there was a game back in the day, even though they still make the game now, but the way it was laid out, the way I'm referring to it, it had an item called an escape rope, right? So back in the day, like in the late 90s, there was a game called Pokemon for the Nintendo Game Boy. And, they had like a red version, a blue version, yellow version, so on and so forth. But in that game, you really have to make your way through a whole map to get to the end and fight bosses or whatnot. But sometimes you have to go through your walk. You have to go through a cave, man. All right? And, you just go in there with whatever Pokemon you have, which are animals used for fighting or creatures used for fighting, right? And you'll battle other trainers and you battle like wild Pokemon, right? But there's no place inside of the cave where you can heal yourself or heal the Pokemon, right? So sometimes you'll have to carry something to heal them if they get hurt or whatever, or so on and so forth. But really the point is, right? There's no place to heal them, and there's no way out except for walking back the way you came. But there was an item in the game called an escape rope, right? So when you use the escape rope, you leave the cave instantly and you go to the nearest healing center, right? So you can heal, all right? So you can continue your battle, man. And through the Spirit, the Lord gave us an escape rope, but we have to latch on to it, man. All right? 2/3 of our people would despise the escape rope, right? The escape rope spiritually could be, when you're about to do something folly or you're meditating on folly, right? And you get a notification from a lesson, or a brother uploaded a lesson, on your phone, or you might get a brother to call you or somebody to call you to interrupt you, right? To help you avoid the path that you were meditating on taking or thinking or about to take, man. But the Lord interrupted him, man. But this 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished, right? The Lord will send you that spiritual escape rope to deliver you from temptation, man. Why is that? Because the ungodly are the ones that are reserved for judgment, man. All right, the elect, and 1/3 of our people, right? They're going to receive spiritual escape ropes to help them on the right path, man. To keep them healthy and safe through this path, man. It's going to be that guiding light for them, man. All right, so don't despise the escape rope, because there will be times where the Lord will give you a way out of a situation, but since you don't realize what it is at the moment, you might despise it, or you might, not think about it at all, right? But another reason why, people despise the escape rope when they receive it, their spiritual escape rope, is because they're too attached to the world, man. All right, and they don't want to give up the things that the flesh desires, man. But through the Spirit, when you understand the Lord, man, and how His word stands forever, man, and everything that He says is going to come to pass, right? There's nothing that you should be attached to in this place, man. All right, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man, right? The same temptations that 2/3 of our people get, we get too. The same demons that are attached, and fighting, and the same demons 2/3 have to fight, we got to fight as well, man. All right, it's common. It's common, but the difference is the Lord gave us the Spirit, the water Yahweh Yahshai, to fight it, man. All right, and this really proves it. All right, 1 Corinthians 10:13, there hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man, but the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. All right. You might think you're not able to fight that temptation. All right. But the Lord only puts us in situations he knows we can conquer. Right. He knows we can fight it, man. All right. He knows we can battle these demons. He knows we can fight this temptation. And if it gets, and if it's too strong to fight, he's going to give us a way out of it so we don't fall into it, man. That's the beauty of the Lord, man. And that's part of the trial of our faith too, man. All right. To believe that, the Lord will deliver us from our temptations. Right. Or continuing on, but the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Right. The Lord's always going to provide a way out. And the Lord, sacrificing his only begotten son, and all because he wants to give 1/3 in the elect of our people, Yasharallah, a way out of judgment day, man. Just like he told Noah to build that ark, the Lord is telling us to build our spiritual ark so we could be preserved and have an escape from judgment day, man. Because America is about to be destroyed, man. There's no way around it, right? And there's nothing in this place that is going to survive, man. Everything that you see, touch, feel, see in America, man, it won't be here for much longer, man. It's going to be utterly destroyed. And that includes people, man. All right? That includes people. But we have an escape rope. We have a way out, man. Why? Because we're able to fight temptation. Right? We put on the armor of the Lord, because this is a battlefield, man. America is a battlefield. This is a war zone, man. Every day we're fighting this fight, man. But it's not, a fight fought with guns and weapons, man. This is spiritual warfare, man. All right? Let me go to the book of Ephesians. Chapter 6, verse 12. You know what? I'll start at verse 10. Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Right? The wiles of the devil is the trickery and the deceit. Right? But it's also temptation, man. Because when you get tricked into doing something, it's because you were tempted for something else, man. Right? If somebody tricked you into giving them some money, right, it's because you were tempted by what he was offering, man. All right? This is why some people are so good at sales, man. Because, they got the gift of gab, right? They have the gift of persuasion. Yeah, but the Lord gives us the spirit and the armor to fight against that, man. All right? Finally, Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Right? And this is what we have to go through in this war, man. All right? This is why we don't trust in our weapons. We're not being carnal, and saying, hey, you load up your weapon houses, man. Load up the armory. Nah, it's nothing like that, man. You got to have a spiritual armory, man. And it starts by, having faith in the Lord and resisting temptation, man. All right? Because, hey, it's not easy. This flesh isn't an easy thing to master. And this is what makes Yahushua so great, man. Because Yahushua completely conquered the flesh, man. All right? And this is why Satan had to tempt him after he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. Right? This is when, he was probably physically at his weakest moments. Imagine no food, no water for 40 days and 40 nights, man. The majority of people on the earth will die if they tried that, man. All right? But this is why his spirit was so great. All right? His spirit was so great that it conquered the flesh, man. He even conquered the flesh in death, man. But let me get one more. I'm going to close out. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 13. The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, but the just shall come out of trouble, right? Even though this is talking about how your mouth really gets you into trouble, right? And how life and death is in the fruit of the tongue, roughly paraphrasing. But the second part of this says the just shall come out of trouble. And how is that, man? You know, because scripture talks about how a soft answer turns away wrath, right? It's because, you know, all our words comes from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. It's through the Spirit. Nothing that we do is of our own accord. Not even talking, not even breathing, none of that. Right? So if you get into trouble, but the Lord is able to deliver you by giving you the word to say, right? But really, the second part spiritually could be applied to, hey, the Lord's going to deliver you out of really any trouble, because it says, but the just shall come out of trouble, man. All right? But, you know, I'm going to wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem HaKadosh. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect of Israel. Until next time, we say Shalom and above the ball.